A lot of times you're doing this. Looks like this. Like I see this a lot. I see a lot of, you know, just, oh yeah, all that, all my back's working, just a trap exercise, right?
You ever get caught up wondering what movements to do to get a big wide back? Well, today I'm going over each of the top back width movements that I see people doing wrong. Then I'm gonna give you guys some tips and I'll grow your puny back. So without further ado, keep your eyes glued to the screen and your ears glued to the speakers, and let's learn some shit.
Anyway guys, so we're gonna get into this right now and go over some back width cues that you guys can take home and get your back big right away, at least feeling it. My job today is to get you guys to actually feel your teres major minor or your lats before even starting the pull down movement. So we went over in the last video back thickness, today we're going over some back width. So a couple things I want you guys to do right now, just look at me right now. You're looking? Right. Look at me. Thank you. All right, cool. I want you to just take both hands actually. We're gonna stand like just normal, don't do anything else. Hold like this, and I want you to, we're gonna go supinate. We're gonna supinate our hands like bowl of soup, right? We're gonna supinate. Now I want you to continue to try to supinate more. So we're gonna supinate and externally rotate. So basically that's what we're doing. Supination, external rotation, right? The shoulder. We're gonna do. So I want you guys to do is keep going, keep going, keep going. And I want you guys to let me know where it feels. Right now I feel it right here, my tricep a bit. And then if I do it more, I really feel this part of my back getting tighter and tighter and tighter. What we're gonna do with that is basically get you guys to feel your back right away. So take your hands like this on a bar. It could be a barbell, it could be whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just a ledge, it could be your desk, whatever it is. I want you to kind of lean on it. You could be sitting, doesn't matter. And I want you to put your hands on, and then I want you to push and put pressure on this part of the outside, right by this meaty part of your hand here, of your pinky. I want you to press on that like this. Right, so basically we're doing this. So I want you to see what my hand is doing, right? From me putting pressure on my hand, what happens to my shoulder here. So basically I'm here and I'm going to put pressure like this, right? Now to get me to not do this, I'm obviously gonna grip, right? So while I'm gripping, I'm putting pressure. Now that could be the same thing as like saying, pretend you're trying to bend the bar like this, right? That's another good cue to use. Pretend you're trying to bend the bar. But while we're doing that, all I want you to do is bend the bar and put down pressure. So bend and press, right? I want you to bend the bar and press down on the outside like this. And you should start to feel your lats. So if you see my hand from here, I'm pushing pressure here, external rotation, right? And then I'm pressing down. If you can watch my lats or my teres major minor, when I press down, right? And that's for me pressing down from the outsides of my hands. Now, I'm externally rotating a little bit. I don't want to be here because I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to break my elbow. I don't want to break elbow. I don't want any flexion or extension here. So I'm going to keep it out. So when I'm doing this motion here of external rotation or supination, external rotation from the shoulder, what I'm doing is I'm going to stop it when my elbow's facing out, right? And from there, I'm gonna press down. And when I'm doing that, you can see from just pressing on the outsides of my hand where the activation is happening. Now we're trying to continue this activation in a stretch position and not as much of a stretch position, but I wanna continue this. Because as far away as I am from the bar, this would be equivalent of doing like hanging upside down. This is still activated, right? So, how are we gonna do this when we do pull-ups? So it's a pretty easy one here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do this. So if you're on a assisted machine or whatever, we're just gonna give you guys an eye view here. But if we're on, when we're holding the bar, the pressure is going to be coming from trying to bend it like this. Right, I'm trying to do this. Naturally trying to bend the bar is going to create shoulder external rotation. If I didn't have this here, my arm would be doing this. Right, so I'm doing this action enough to feel my lats. So if you watch me do it again, look what happens to my lats. My teres major minor, right under my armpits. So just from me doing that same action, it's turning my lats on, my teres major minor. So we're trying to continue this while we're pulling, right? So if you watch me right now, I'm standing down, I'm standing on the floor, and I'm going to try and bend this bar again, right? My lats are on, then I'm gonna kind of like let myself hang. You can watch how my body stays active. Now, I don't bend the bar, and that's what happens, right? So when you're starting this, you're here, trying to bend the bar, and then when you're here, I'm already active, it's already in a stretched position, it's already contracting. And then from here, right, I'm pulling up. Right? And that stays engaged the entire time. Now, to make sure we can make this more optimal, hey, what's up guys? A lot of guys watch the video but not subscribe, so do a boy a favor, subscribe to the channel and hit the post notification button as well too, so the next time I put a video, you'll be the first ones to get it. And hopefully by now you guys like the video. So if you do, make sure you guys like that video and push the like button, wherever it is. So push it, by the video, push it. Another part is the stomach. This is such a douche thing to do.
It looks like a weird backpack.
It is backpack. This is, if you guys have never seen anyone do this before, this is like a back in the day thing. Boom, pull it over. So when we're doing this, I want you to think of pushing through here. If I stand like this and I exhale and I push through, naturally this pulls myself straight. So if you watch me, naturally I have an extended back, like a little bit hyperextension. If I do this, it straightens out a little bit. So when I'm pulling from here and flexing from here, and then I'm engaging from here, that creates a nice, straight, strong, stable back, and I'm, right? A lot of times you guys are swinging is because this is just deactivating. We're just like, get it, I don't know. Don't do that. Anyway, so here you go. So we can, I'll give you an example. So give you that same cue, engaging the core, and then basically bending here. So we're gonna do straight arm pull downs to continue these cues. So I got some weight on here, right? And what I want us to do is start right away by creating tension. So we're gonna sit here, we're gonna bend the bar. I'm gonna put pressure here. Now again, I don't wanna, if you watch my hand here, I don't wanna put on too much and then do this so my elbows are here. Remember, we're just bending the bar enough that our elbows are out, basically out to the side and down a bit. We don't wanna be here, right? Because then we're just accelerating too much and then we're gonna end up just doing a tricep extension. Anyway, so from here, again, putting that pressure on. When I set myself back a bit and I'm putting pressure on the bar right away, right now I'm using the outside of my hand, all right? And I'm activating through there, right? Now, if you watch my stomach, I can be here and pulling, and I feel a lot of that pressure really on my lower back. I wanna, from here, so I'm tight from here. When I'm putting pressure on the outside of my hand, I'm just rocking a bit, and you can feel that activation should go right from this hand to your teres. Is I should feel this from here, right? If you don't feel this from here to start, it's gonna end up being down here, right? So right away I'm here again, and I'm sitting back a bit, my core's tight. So I'm breathing through and pushing down on the outside of my hand. Now I'm not gonna try and balance it here, I'm gonna wrap my hands around it, right? And that's gonna keep my hands from doing this, from opening up like this, because I don't want to do this. I want to create that movement from doing this to give you guys that cue to understand what I'm talking about, right? From here just to here, I'm gonna have my hands wrapped around, wrists in a good position over top, not like this, straight, right? And then I can push down. That's coming right from my lats. That's where it's coming. You can see even from here, if you watch from here up, the connection from here right to here is in one position. So from here, if you watch, from the outside here, just putting pressure, right? You can see the connection right from my teres all the way down, and then finishing at the bottom, right? A lot of times you're doing this. Looks like this. Like I see this a lot. I see a lot of, just like, I don't even know what's going on with this. And I see the You know, just, all that, all my back's working, just another trap exercise, right? We wanna get right here. And again, just push from the outside. Feel, like put enough weight on the bar that is enough for you to feel it, and you can kind of play with it a bit. And from here, right, and I'm pulling in. And that's coming from my teres. And it's doing exactly what it's intended to do, is shoulder extension. All right, and you see right away that all parts of this lift is coming from my lats and my teres all the way down. Also, when we're doing these, a little more advanced, I would say just to right now to really, focus on keeping your entire foot on the ground. But if you do put a little bit of pressure on the front of the foot, still being in a hinge position, you'll feel a little bit of the activation a little more, but it's a little more advanced either way. Right? Just literally doing that, just like this, bending a bit from here, engaging your core, and pulling from here to here. Feel it pull down.
One hour later.
It doesn't matter, it fucking burns. You do the same thing with this at the end. It's like same with doing pull-ups. This is a pull-down machine. Look from the side, from here, right away. I'm trying to bend. If you look at the weights, as soon as I start externally rotating a little bit, it moves. Everything shifts down a little bit. And then up here, it's already on. Then I'm trying to pull down, then breaking at the elbow. And then, if you watch me again from my core, that's assisting with me pulling it down. Right? From here, I'm not back like this and then just yanking it down, trying to pinch my shoulder blades. I'm rocking down. And then doing like a high row, you just get on your knees, and it's the same idea, right? Now this is gonna obviously give me more movement because I'm on a, unilateral handle here. But again, if you watch, pulling in right away, straightens the elbow up from here. So I'm pulling down, again, it's from here and down. And by pulling that elbow, by externally rotating, the elbow's gonna come straight down where it should, but then I'm getting a good stretch from here again. Because right away, you're working that muscle. Your teres is responsible for external rotation. That's why if you're doing any kind of movement in the row or pull up or even just rows, you probably feel a little more when you're supinated or externally rotated because you're doing this and this, and you're making that teres work more under load, right? So us doing vertical rows to help with width, what you wanna do is you wanna continue to try to make sure that the entire time that you're activating here, the entire time you're doing your movements that are from a vertical, that this is activated right away, and it's easier to feel this way than it is if I'm like this. That's a lot harder. My hands out like a pronate position or even too externally rotated. You can see if I externally rotate how much more it opens my back up because it's stretched like this. If I do this, closes it off, it starts activating right away. Then I'm pulling, right? That teres is working the entire time as well as my lats. So the entire back is moving. And that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys use any of the cues that I gave you guys in the video, make sure you guys let me know in the description below. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. So if you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Come on the tell it is transparent, vulnerable truth. And for coaching, johnrasheed.com. If you want to know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 15 or 30-minute consult. At the end of the consult, I deduct off any package you pick. Also, in the description below for those discount codes and promo codes that help save your life or change your life for the better. Like Johnny10 for 10% off BlueStarNutraceuticals.com. And guys, make sure you add me on Instagram and TikTok, send your progress pics, your training pics, and your video clips, and I'll repost it for you, because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime,
Keep fucking dream chasing.